It's never easy to report on an air crash in your own backyard. But I had one of the most difficult experiences of my journalistic career on the 12th of June. At the precise time when Air India's Ahmedabad to London flight crashed, leading to the death of all 241 people on board, barring one, and several more on the ground, I myself was on board an international flight on another Dreamliner belonging to another airline. As news trickled in of the enormity of the tragedy, suddenly the faces of all co-passengers around me were turning anxious. Since then, a lot of commentary has happened on this terrible tragedy. From what could have led to the crash, to the makers of Dreamliner aircraft itself. I have come across many commentaries asking for patience, healing for the Air India family, before the question of any accountability can be raised. While returning from my international assignment, I found myself on an Air India flight, AI 148, which forced me to do this piece. Air India must be held accountable. Let me reiterate. Air India must be held accountable, and that process must start now. Look at this picture. A crack in the seat tray of this AI 148. Now to you, it may just look like a very small incident, but it's a reminder of just what has gone wrong with Air India. Now let me make it clear, folks, this piece isn't about trashing any airline body, but at this stage, someone needs to ask this question. What has the House of Tatas done to improve the functioning of this airline since they took over? Quite regularly, we keep seeing news of someone or the other getting upset with Air India for some reason or the other. From commoners to VVIPs like Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who had to take to X to vent his frustration. The reasons are always the same. Lack of maintenance. Either it's poor quality of food or the infrastructure itself. It's this approach which I fear has trickled down all the way to the top from the bottom. Perhaps there are business reasons for this. Air India was becoming a burden on the government, hence it was sold to Tatas a few years back. Yes, it's true that over 450 planes have been ordered by the House of Tatas, but is it too much to expect a white paper from the House of Tatas to figure out exactly how this airline being run? Pilots refusing to complete the whole flight, as happened recently on a Hong Kong-Delhi flight, as heard here.
Technical reasons, sir, we'd like to stay closer to Hong Kong. Maybe we will come back and land back into Hong Kong once we sort out the problem. We don't want to continue further.
On June 17th, at least 7 to 10 Air India flights cancelled due to technical reasons. These include Delhi to Dubai, AI 915, Delhi to Vienna, AI 153, Delhi to Paris, AI 143, Ahmedabad London, AI 159, London Amritsar, AI 170, Bengaluru London, AI 133, Mumbai San Francisco, AI 179, and Mumbai Ahmedabad, domestically AI 2493. Are all these flight cancellations happening just as a mark of extra precaution? Do we say that these flights would not have been cancelled if this Air India crash had not happened? That, to my mind, is the most critical question. India's airline regulator, DGCA, is reported to have given a clean chit to Dreamliner, but it has pointed a finger at Air India's maintenance and processes, clearly asking them to be tightened. Now, maintenance is always the most important part for any airline. Recently, the Director General for Civil Aviation had flagged off even SpiceJet for not adhering to safety standards. In the past, engines being used by airlines like Indigo domestically have come under the scanner. But Air India somehow has always managed to keep itself away from these headlines, despite consistently whipping up some controversy or the other. Just spare a thought for the pilots and the cabin crew of Air India. While returning on this Air India flight, AI 148, I did speak to the crew to find out what were they thinking. The conclusion was, let's move on. What has happened has happened. Let's remain positive. I agree, folks. We must be positive. I agree, life must go on, show must go on. People aren't going to stop flying because of one air crash. But my point is, unless we seek the answers to the right questions from the right authorities, we are not going to make commercial flying any safer in our country. So to my mind, it's time for Air India to stand up and tell the country what is the real story of this airline. unless we hear it from the horse's mouth. If it's a question of business losses impacting business decisions and thereby having an impact on human lives, then that's a very, very serious question which the House of Tatas must answer before the Indian people.